Okay. Well, hello and happy Monday evening. I am so glad that you have decided to join us for hopefully what will be a pretty short and sweet presentation. We just wanted to share, we are all so passionate about what we do as health and wellness coaches, and we wanted to take a few minutes to share a little bit about ourselves, our stories, our journey, and how you can get involved, join our team, and not only change your own life, but help other women or people change their lives as well. So my name is Kelly Posner, and I am one of the coaches presenting for you tonight. Um, there will be four of us that will be sharing our stories. And what I love about the women, besides just that I love them, that are going to be sharing tonight, is that we are all so uniquely different, but also the same in that we not only want what's best for ourselves, our lives, and our health, but we want what's best for other people. And I love that we can come together with common ground to help others as well as ourselves. Like I said, my name is Kelly Posner, and I have been a coach for almost 8 years. My 8-year coach anniversary, as we will call it, is coming up in February of 2022, which is absolutely crazy. I am a wife. I am a mom of a almost 10-year-old daughter. She'll be 10 on Sunday. So I've been coaching pretty much her entire life. Had this as a side gig, and now it's my full-time gig. Um, I really feel like I grew up with coaching. I'm 42 years old, so or no, am I 42? Oh my God, am I 42 or am I 40, 42? Oh my God. Oh my God. I only thought I was 41. I am 42 years old. So clearly I have, wow, that kind of scared me. Clearly I am not, I didn't just grow up, but as I have learned through this coaching opportunity, I actually had a lot of growing up to do and a lot of growing to do. And coaching was the opportunity I didn't know I needed to grow not only my life and my possibilities, but myself as a mom, as a wife, as a friend, as a mentor. And if you go way back to before I started coaching, I was recently divorced. I had been in a 10 plus year relationship, just over 3 years married to my ex-husband, and had a daughter, my now 10-year-old daughter with him. And about 7 months after having my daughter, I realized this was not a relationship I could continue any longer. It was a very emotionally and verbally abusive relationship. I remember holding my daughter one day on the staircase and us arguing, and him telling me that I was mentally unstable, and he was going to leave me and he was going to divorce me, and no judge in their right mind would ever give custody to a woman as crazy as I was. And so just kissed custody of my daughter goodbye, and he was leaving and taking everything and everything, and he was calling me a bitch and just horrible things. And I remember holding my baby and looking down at this newborn baby and going, I will never let her hear her father talk to her mother that way, or to a woman that way. And it wasn't right away. It was several months later that I got up the courage and the wherewithal to leave that relationship and start over. Essentially, I ended up filing for bankruptcy. I had to live in my best friend's house on her couch for several months before I could afford enough for first and last month's rent at an apartment. In my previous marriage, we had no money. My ex-husband didn't. He ran a business with his father, and they were not making any money for years. I was a school counselor, and so I was the only one bringing in a steady income. And we literally would pay off the credit card bill just so we could pay the next bill with that credit card, just enough to pay enough, and just running up credit card debt and living way outside our means. And so I literally left with nothing except the clothes that I had, and moved into my best friend's house, and then literally started over in a 2-bedroom apartment with my, I think she was almost 1 year old when I finally was able to move into apartment on my own. And it was the first time really in my life where I was completely alone. I was very dependent, codependent on men, and like poor choices in men, even in my high school, into college, and then into my first marriage. I had very low self-esteem. I did not believe that I was worth anything unless I was attached to a man, or unless a man um, needed me in their life. And so if that man that I was with called me names or told me I was fat or ugly or whatever it might have been, I absolutely 100% believed it and tried to do everything in my power to not be fat, not be ugly, not be, too outspoken, or whatever it may be, that I had to mold into whatever that person wanted me to be. So I didn't know who I was. And so I have this 1 year old daughter. I'm living in my 2 bedroom apartment. Um, I had a great job, thank goodness, as a high school counselor, like I said. And I was kind of going through the motions. I ended up having to file for bankruptcy from all the debt that we had accrued during my first marriage. It was the most embarrassing, one of the most embarrassing things, in my life, having to do that. But again, it was a chance for me to start over fresh, new, and not have the past be a hindrance in my new life. Um, I I, oh my God, my 10-year-old daughter is calling me on Facebook right now. She's in California with her dad. Don't call me. Oh, I feel bad. Um, oh gosh, she's gonna hold on. She's gonna keep calling. Kinley, I can't. This is real life people. Kinley, I can't talk right now. I'm on a call. I will call you right after I'm done. Okay, bye. That's real life. She does not. Okay. Anyway, so I did it all for her. Now she's mad at me because I no. So anyway, I was living in this apartment. I was starting out on my own. And I had this great job, but I just didn't have any extra. I was always somebody who worked out because, like I said, I was in these relationships and I felt like all I had to offer was my body, just so icky to say now, or my looks and things like that. I didn't know I was worth anything other than that. So I went to the gym. I worked out. I had no idea about nutrition. I did every crash diet, fad diet you can think of, because all I cared about was being as skinny as possible and weighing as little as possible. Because I thought that's what would make me valuable to another person. I didn't know how to have value within myself. And so I, because I was a single mom and I was living paycheck to paycheck, I went looking for something that I could do to bring in extra income. I wanted more for myself and my daughter. I wanted to be able to buy her that cute little outfit at freaking Target, not, Gap or anything, Nordstrom or anything like that, Target. I wanted to be able to go on coffee dates with girlfriends. I wanted to be able to go to happy hour and do things extra, get my nails done. Like, that was one of my favorite things. And I couldn't do any of those things because you literally just pay bills. All I could do is work, pay bills, work, pay bills. And the thing that I wanted to earn an extra income. I wanted to be passionate about what I was doing. And I didn't want it to take away from my already limited time with my daughter. I from pretty much the get-go, when we split up, we've shared 50-50 custody. And the last thing that I was going to do was go find a job where I had to either put my daughter in daycare and pay for that so I could go to work at Starbucks or Target. I was not above doing anything of that nature, but it just didn't make sense to me to do that and miss out on time with my daughter, not be in charge of my time, my schedule, my hours. I'd have a boss. I already did that with my job, my full-time job. And so I really went seeking something that I could make an income, also make an impact. I loved being able to help kids and students. So as a high school counselor, how could I do that in my everyday life? And like I said, I was into working out. I had no idea how to eat well or do any of that. And I was doing it for all the wrong reasons. But when the idea or the opportunity was presented to me about health and wellness coaching, and I could do it from home, and I could do it during my daughter's nap times, I could do it on my lunch breaks at work, do it in the evenings after she went to bed. She went to bed at 7 o'clock. Thank God for those days. And I was like, I could do this. I can, share how to work out from home and drink this shake. We didn't even have the nutrition plans that we have today, that went along with the programs. And and I was like, I could do this. I could do this. I truly believe that everybody needs to be healthy. Even though I didn't know what that meant at the time, I truly believe that everybody needed to work out. I truly believe that everybody needed health and wellness in their life. And I could really get behind it and be passionate about it. I just couldn't get behind selling candles or like something like, cooking utensils. I didn't even cook. I literally like barely survived because I didn't cook. I just couldn't get passionate about that. And so I went into this whole experience thinking it was all about health and wellness. It was about working out, and it was about losing weight, and it was about helping people get healthy. And what I quickly found was that this opportunity for me, where I thought it was going to be helping people change their lives with health and wellness, it completely changed mine from the inside out. In order to be a good coach, in order to be a good mom, now wife to my amazing husband, I was still a counselor until this last year for 13 years, school counselor for 13 years. I had to learn how to take care of myself first. It was the first job I ever had in my life where my number one like responsibility in that job was to take care of me. And and so it was like this is an 8-year process. I'm coming up on my 8-year coach anniversary. And without I am so grateful for all of the experiences I've had over this last 8 years, the ups and downs, the coaches that quit, the coaches that came to me and are still with me today, my best friends. Every single person on this call tonight was an absolute complete stranger to me before I started coaching. And I cannot imagine my life without this community of women. There was a time, way years and years ago, when I said, if this coaching thing didn't work out, in terms of making it an income producing, opportunity, I would never quit coaching. Because if I gave up coaching, I would lose this community of women, this community of people that are now in my daily life more than some of my family members, more than some of my best friends that live 5 minutes from me, because we are a crazy, amazing, tight-knit community of women that want to see other women win. Not just in health. Oh my God, it's sending a message. It's recording everything I'm saying to my daughter. Not just in health and wellness, but in life, in our personal relationships, it's just in our careers. And I had no idea 8 years ago that I needed this more than anything. I am a completely, I don't want to say I'm completely, there's some of some of the who I am now was in me 8 years ago, just waiting to come out. But I do believe that I've completely transformed who I am on the inside as well as on the outside. And that now my husband might not feel this way right now. We had a little tiff earlier, but that's fine. But I am a better mom, wife, coach, mentor, friend, person because of this coaching opportunity. Not to mention my health and now what I truly believe true health looks like, quote unquote, looks like, and what it feels like. And I feel like the girls know, they know. I could go on and on and on for a long time, but like I said, I wanted to keep this short and sweet. And by me saying that, it means everybody else has to be short because I don't know how. So anyway, I just, in closing, I just want to say that my life is forever changed because of the decision I made 8 years ago to sign up for something that I thought would just be a paycheck in my pocket every week instead of having to wait for that one paycheck every single month and then scrimping by the whole rest of the month. Completely changed my life. And if you want to see what it could possibly do for you, your health, your relationships, your life, your community, I strongly urge you to give it a shot. And now I'm going to pass it on to Miss Lori.
Wow, you introduced me, so I'm gonna just tell a little bit about myself. I am short, and I will try to be short in my conversation with you. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you for everybody for being here tonight. And I know that your time is precious, and I want to be respectful to that. But I just a little bit about myself. I am 64 years old. In a couple of months, I'm going to be 65 years old, and I started coaching. Well, it was really not coaching. I signed up back in August of 2015. I had retired in 2012, and I was enjoying retirement just a little too much. So I was having a little more breakfast out, lunches out, and tons of happy hours because I'm originally from Oregon, and we kind of made our way down south in the motorhome and decided to stay down south where it was a little warmer in the winter. And, they have some pretty happening places here in Arizona for happy hours in wintertime. They got heaters and it's very nice. So I was pleasuring myself just a little too much with the happy hours and the cocktails and all the bar food and things like that. And over time, I was ballooning up to the weight that it was back in 1980 when I had my daughter. So basically I was at about 150 some pounds, and I'm 5'2". So it was a little bit much for my little body. So basically what I did was I've always worked out at a gym, but being on the road, living half the year in a motorhome, I didn't have a gym available because we were off the grid. We were out in the woods or a campground or wherever we might be, and there's not always gyms out there. So I I met a friend that was into the Beachbody, and I had kind of looked at what she was doing, and then she just was not really a coach that was going to be active. And so she put me in touch with my coach, Kelly, that appeared at my motorhome one day. And she didn't, that's not really how it happened, but she encouraged me. She saw me working out from campgrounds along the highways, wherever we would be stopped. And I worked out. And back then it was when they were DVDs. So it made it really easy. I could just stick it into the DVD player in the motorhome, and it would be on the big screen TV. And I started with the 21-day fix, and I loved it. I fell in love. So when Kelly came, knocking at the door, so to speak, and just saying, you'd be a really, really good coach. You're inspiring. You're showing people what it's like to show up for yourself, regardless of where you are. There was no excuses. So she talked me into it, and it was probably the best decision. It took a few times. She asked me several times, and I said no. I probably 3 or 4 times. But then I started to really think about what the benefit was of it. And I signed up for the discounts. Basically, I thought I could save myself a little bit of money by getting the discounts on the products. And I love the Shakeology. I drank it religiously, and I still drink it. And like I said, I joined in August of 2015, and I have it every single day. And it's been a game changer for so many different reasons. But it wasn't until I decided, like I said, I had ballooned in my weight, and there was a workout program that was coming out that was just 20 minutes. And I thought I needed to do something. So I went all in with this 20-minute program 6 days a week. And I started to really see changes. And it wasn't just changes. It wasn't, to me, it wasn't about a number. It was about feeling good inside my body. I don't know about any of you guys, but I know I married young. I married an older man. We got divorced, went through a very horrendous custody battle that took over 7 years, and it about killed me. And so the stuff that happens in our lives are like suitcases, or I call it a chain around your neck, where you're pulling along this big weight of things that have occurred in your life that just weighed us down. And so when I joined the program and I started working out, I started with the personal development, and I just started to evolve. I started to feel more confident. And so it was just, it all started with me. It started with me taking care of myself and basically sharing my story of what I was doing. So I decided, because of all of the encouragement that I was getting from Kelly and the other people in our tribe, that I was going to be a coach. And that's what I did. I just started, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm not going to do social media. I don't do that stuff. But I did it. I went to scary places. I went to the uncomfortable zone, and I did it. And over time, just slowly and slowly, I started to make enough money to pay for my product. And then I lost my job with COVID. I had a really fun part-time job. I was a demo rep at a natural pet food store, and I got to do it wherever I traveled. And because of COVID, I lost that. And so I really wanted to replace that income, because I travel, I golf, and those things are not inexpensive, so to speak. So fast forward, I became a coach. I've been a coach actively for about 2.5 years, and I have more than replaced the income that I had of my part-time job. And I grew exponentially as a person. And I am truly, at age 64, in the best shape that I've ever been in my whole life. And I am really living my best life. So I would just encourage you, if you're here, just to think about it, because it just starts with you taking care of yourself. And I never had a job that my employer ever cared about me taking care of myself. They just wanted to make sure I was there for 8, 10, 12, 14 hours a day and doing what I needed to do for them. So I think it's awesome. So I hope you decide to join us.
Uh-oh, I think Michelle froze.
Of course I did. Yay.
If you can see your frozen, okay, now you're not frozen. Your frozen face was, it was like this.
Ah. Hello, I am Michelle. Who knows how long my internet's gonna last? So we'll just go with this and see how it goes. I am 41 and I am married. I married my high school sweetheart, and we had 2 kids. Caitlin is 22 and Keegan just turned 20 in September. We also have twin grandsons who just turned 3 on Halloween, and a 6-month-old granddaughter. So it is a full, busy, crazy house. You might hear them in the background screaming. It's not quite bedtime yet, so they might be in there playing. Anyways, they are the entire reason that I got into Beachbody to begin with. When my daughter had the grandsons, I would try to be on the floor with them. You do a lot on the floor with babies. You change their diapers, you play with their toys and play with them. And I could not last for more than a few minutes before my knees would hurt, my ankles would hurt, and it was just insane that at 38 years old, I was feeling like I was 90 when I would get up from playing on the floor with them. I would go to doctors thinking that I had arthritis, because arthritis hit my grandma very early when she was 35. And they pretty much laughed me out of their office just by looking at my age. I don't think that they really took me very seriously, but I knew that something was not right within my body. So my coach, Laura, I had been seeing on my Facebook working out, killing it. She always looked like she was having a great time. And I knew that I was overweight and needed to make a change. I was grasping at straws and just ready to make anything work to where I could play on the floor with my grandkids. Um, so I jumped in and started working out. I lost 24 pounds in the first 6 months. And I was noticing all these changes and noticing how much easier it was for me to move, and just daily activities in general were getting a lot easier. And Laura was like, Michelle, you've got a coach, you've got a story, and you're doing a great job. You're doing all the things already. Why not just share about it? And I am very behind the scenes, very shy. I don't like being in the forefront and having attention. And so I would tell her, no, 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 that's not for me. I can't possibly post videos of me working out and talk on camera. And so luckily she did not give up on me. And I finally said, yes, absolutely, let's do this, because I had seen how much it had changed my life. And I seen what a change it was doing in me. And I couldn't keep it to myself. Um, like the girl said before me, one of the things that is encouraged is personal development. And I had never been much into personal development before. But I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And oh my gosh, it has been amazing. This behind the scenes, scared little girl that never saw herself as a leader, through my mentors and through the personal development, has been able to knock down all those barriers. And I don't even care. Of course, I'm a leader. I've always been a leader. I just didn't see it in myself. I'm goofy. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth, but I do it anyways. And it is what it is. This is me. And so I really feel like coaching has helped me step out of that comfort zone to know that I was made this way for a purpose. And you're here on this call tonight for a purpose. And um, I can't not fulfill that purpose and cheer you on and be here for you. And just the community, like Kelly was talking about within these girls, it makes me want to tear up because they mean so much to me. And it would be the same way for you too, to get in on this community and grow with us, because we all are doing this together. So long story short, I can play on the floor with my grandbabies now, and I feel amazing. And we are all doing this together. And we would love for you to join us too. So with that, I will go ahead and ride this good Wi-Fi train and introduce Rebecca to speak right after me.
Oh, thanks, Michelle. I don't think I've ever heard your story. So that was really inspiring to me. Hi, I'm Rebecca from Portland, Oregon, and I have been in and out with Beachbody for a long time, actually. I first try was about 10, 11 years ago when P90X came out. And I did it for my then husband because he needed to lose weight and I was tired of him complaining. And so I did the whole thing. I got the whole shebang for P90X, and I tried it and I was just like, this ain't for me. I don't need to work out. I'm fine. I look good. I don't care. I don't need to do it. I had a really bad attitude because it was more about him and not about me. And so then I got divorced and all of that. Oh, so that was 11. So in 2012, 2013, and a year later, I got asked again to do, what was it? It was a 21 Day Fix. And that was my ex-sister-in-law, was in fact my ex-husband's brother's first wife, who invited me to P90 to do 21 Day Fix. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it, because I needed to do something. I didn't have anything else to do. I was just, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't even remember why I did. I just did it. And I liked the diagram. Yeah, I know, right? And so we were in the First Wives Club. So so I did, that was my first introduction to the portion containers and for Shakeology. But honestly, my jam was the Orange Recover, because Orange Recover came with P90X back in the day. And that just, all I wanted was my Orange Julius. That's what it reminds me of. So I did it. I did the 3 weeks, and then my coach left because she had some health issues she found out about. And I was just like, well, I guess I'm not going to do it anymore, because we didn't have the camaraderie, and it's not what it is today. And then about 2 years ago, I was watching my now coach, Michelle, and I was like, I noticed something was going on and something was a little different. And I, as my job, I'm a nail tech, so I sit all day, and I couldn't do pedicures. I hated pedicures with a passion, because if I had to do more than 2, I was dead at home. My arm hurt from here down to my wrist. I would ice a lot. I had a lot of inflammation. Ibuprofen, and I hate ibuprofen. It's really hard on my body. It was the only thing that worked. And but I didn't like to exercise. I did, third time's a charm, right? And so Michelle sends me a text while I'm at Girl Scout camp with my daughters, and it was the first time I'm on core team. And I went from going from 2,000 steps a day to literally 10,000 steps a day for 5 days in a row. And I was dying every time I came home. Then I turned around and ran to work, because I worked for a small business. There was no health care. There was no nothing. So I had to work so I can bring in an income. There was no vacation time or nothing. So I was just tired. And I remember it was Wednesday, because Wednesday I'm like, how am I going to survive a couple more days going up and down this dang hill? I need to go and do my job. And she sends me this text, and I'm like, dear God, I hope she's talking about Beachbody. And sure enough, she sends me 100 Morning Meltdown, and I did it. And I was probably one of her easiest signups. I just did it. I knew how to sign up for everything. I just went right on in, dove in head first, and I have been hooked ever since. And I would say my difference between, not only third time's a charm, what was different for me was I needed Beachbody. Beachbody didn't need me. I needed it. And I knew that if I was going to be working, for, 10 to 12 hours a day, also doing volunteer work, physical volunteer work, and I needed to be home for my 3 kids at the time, as a single mom, I needed to be healthy, and I needed to be stronger. I was eating right. I'm a former chef. I know how to cook. But I wasn't eating to fuel my body. So I learned all of that through I opened up my mind with Morning Meltdown. And what I loved with that one was that I noticed a difference from the past 2 programs, was that Beachbody turned around and did more about you and putting yourself first. And it changed my mindset, and I felt more empowered, more, I learned how to celebrate myself, and I didn't know how to do that before. And so I felt like every phase I went through was like, woohoo! And then everybody's like in the group was like, yay, Rebecca. And I thrive off of that. I was so insecure. I went through a divorce. I went through, just some bad relationships in the past. I didn't have a healthy relationship with my family. And it was, you know, just having those affirmations from complete strangers of just saying, great job, was nothing I ever heard from even my ex-husband. So it was fun. It was amazing. And it was 100 days. I went from not working out to working out 7 days a week for 100 workouts. And I told everybody, oh, I can't do 100 in 100 days. I go, that's not what it is. It's 100 workouts. And when you're done, you're done. And it was all about mindset. And that's when I learned that I can control my future. Nobody else can. And then that winter, my coach invited me to a weekend, a Super Saturday that Beachbody does. And all these people, they told everybody to stand up. And Kelly was there. I met Kelly for the first time there. Everybody stood up and they're like, okay, it's recognition time. Everybody who's lost 10 pounds or has lost 10 pounds and less, sit down. And I got to sit down. I was like, well, damn. But there was so many people standing up, and they went 10 pounds more. Then they got to 80, and there was still, I would say, at least a quarter to a third of the people standing. And then they got to 90 and most people sat down. And I was like, oh my God, because I was still skeptical. And then I saw the two that had over 100 pounds, and one was a man who lost like 110 pounds on Beachbody. And I was like, that's it. I'm sold. I've seen it. It's real. I can do this. I'm inspired. I've got to share it with everybody else. And so from then on, I just went and did anything that I can do to learn how to be a coach for somebody else, because I didn't have that. And I didn't have that tool that I have learned ever since. And I can honestly say I've been actively coaching for almost 2 years. I don't even remember when that was, Kelly. I don't even, that 2019, 20, I don't know. That was a long time ago. And so it feels like a long time ago. But, and you know, just recently I realized I started doing PD, as Michelle said. I didn't do PD before. I rolled my eyes at Kelly before when I talked about it, but I dove into it this summer, and it was life-changing. I had been through some life events in the past couple of months, actually, no, past month and a half, that took me for a nosedive. I mean, I swore I would never get to that mental state again after my divorce, and I was there. But I would say PD, our team, everybody, I was just honest and just let everybody know. And they were like, I'm here for you. Let's do this. We got you. I went and got therapy, and they have been with me ever since. And it's because I started coaching. I owe my life to coaching. I owe it to my team, and I owe it to everybody who's with me. And I just feel like I can't stop talking about it enough. So, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I have goals in life, and we all have goals. We all want to make that extra money. But for me, my main goal is just keep inspiring others to know that there is more to this than just losing weight and just eating right.
Well, my team knows I don't cry, but look at everybody else crying. Jessica's gonna think I have no emotions, but I do. They just are deep buried inside.
Okay, we all crying for you.
I'm like, if I did cry, I would be crying. That would be a crying moment. Put a dog in front of me, and I would cry.
I love you all.
No, we love you, and that was very, very powerful. Now Lori's given sports analogies. That was a grand slam. So I got to share my screen, And I was gonna make a joke because that's what I do when I'm uncomfortable and there's a lot of emotions. Is that the reason why she really joined coaching was not the man that lost 110 pounds, because she met me that day at lunch. That's why she joined. Huh, right?
That's a secret.
Okay. Secrets out, secrets out. Okay. So our stories are now complete, but we are not done because Miss Lori is going to share a little bit more.
Wow, Rebecca, thank you. That was a great segue into what does a coach do? As you guys have heard from Kelly, from Michelle, from myself, and from Rebecca, it's different for everybody. But kind of like what I had said before is it really starts with you, and it starts with just choosing a fitness program. And you get to pick whichever program that's going to fit your exercise ability, whether you like yoga. And that's what I love about all of our programs is that we have yoga, we have cycling, and we have cardio. We have all different types of programs. And you choose one. And you just basically you do it from start to finish. And that's how it starts to go. And then along with the fitness program, you choose a nutrition program. And we have two wonderful nutrition programs to choose from. We have 2B Mindset, or we have the Ultimate Portion Fix. And so the Portion Fix is the little containers. I'm an kind of an anal kind of a person, so I like to have everything just kind of placed out. And so you can do the measuring and all the different program or in the containers. And then the 2B Mindset is more like a plating method. And they're both wonderful programs. I know Kelly's doing the 2B Mindset, and there's several other ladies in our group that are doing it too. And they're amazing. And I talked a minute ago about Shakeology, and I'm going to probably get a little too personal here, but you know what? Shakeology, if you're having problem, and I'm just going out there, if you're having problem going number 2 in the bathroom, it is like a total game changer. Wallace Caesar, one of our trainers, just shared the other night. He has it every night. And he wakes up and, as these were his words, everything just slides right out. It's just like, but we don't just have Shakeology. We have our little get up and go juice, our energy drink that is amazing. I was a huge coffee drinker. I went to Starbucks probably 3 times a day and spent a ton of money on foo coffees. I think somebody already talked about foo coffees. I haven't drank coffee for almost 3 years. I have it energized every single day. And then we have our Hydrate, which is a healthy option to electrolytes. Electrolytes. And then we also have cleanses. We have a 3-day cleanse, and we also have a 21-day cleanse. And they're all amazing. All the things that Beachbody has to offer. Several of them are gluten-free, vegan. It's amazing the supplements that they offer. Rebecca talked about this. I think Kelly talked about this, Michelle and myself. You know, it's not about a number on the scale. It's not about how much weight you lose. It really, truly comes down to your mindset and the personal development and how we've all grown individually is bar none. I mean, I've lost 37 pounds and over almost 40 inches off my body in the 3 years that I've been doing this, which is mind blowing. I mean, I got to go to an event this weekend and people, I mean, I'm going to tout it. They kept talking about my butt and how perky my butt was for my age. Well, that's from all the squats I've been doing. But you know what? It starts in your mind. When you believe in your heart, in your mind, and in your soul and your spirit that you can make a change, it's not about a number. It's about really, truly living a life that you can be proud of. You can grow as a person. You can build your confidence. And I mean, my wife tells me every single day, I'm not even the same person. I'm not the same person I was a year ago. How I process stuff when I get disappointed, or there's stressors, or there's things that upset me, I handle it so different than I ever did before. So the mindset, reading the personal development, the podcast, all the things that are available to you. And then we heard from Rebecca and we heard it from Michelle. I'm going to cry now. The support that you get when you join a community that recognize the areas that you need to grow, or the areas that are uncomfortable for you. I've never, in the 6 years that I've been a part of this group, have I ever felt judged? Did I ever feel stupid? I made myself feel stupid, but never from the people that are here tonight or in our community. It's nothing but positive and support. And I said earlier, I never had a job. I never had the opportunity to be the CEO of my own company. I didn't have a college education. I got married young. I had my daughter young. And going through my divorce, I had to go to work young. So I didn't get the opportunity to go to college. I needed to work and support my child. So now I'm a CEO of a company, and I'm pretty proud of that. And even at my age, people think, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, man, I'm rocking it. I'm living my best freaking life. And you know what? Some people are going to look at you and think you have 10 heads, and that's okay. You can have 10 heads, but they're just jealous. They're just jealous. Sometimes it's really hard for people to encourage others and watch them grow and aspire to something. And you know what? That's what Beachbody's done for me. It has absolutely changed my life. And I thank Beachbody every single day. And I always say, I worked for Blue Cross of Oregon, and I always was proud to do what I did for them in the healthcare industry. And I said I bled blue. Beachbody is blue. And I just have continued it on. And I'm still on that path of being passionate about health and wellness, not a frickin' number on the scale. It's about taking care of yourself. So.
Now who's long-winded?
Sorry.
Just kidding. That's why I'm not doing any of these slides, because I talk too much, and then look at what she's doing. All right, last one. Then we're gonna see if anybody has any questions.
All right. So there are 3 ways you can start your journey. And so here we have choice 1, which is as a customer, which is how most of us have started. I know for myself, that's how I started, as a customer. And with that, you have access to the workouts, to the nutrition programs, and your accountability group, your coach. You get a personal coach who you sign up with. And you can skip or cancel at any time, and you pay the retail price. So you pay full price for your products, for any of the programs, things like that. So then there's choice 2, which is preferred customer, which we are all excited about, because before this wasn't an option. This is very new, and we're very, very excited about it because it's a great way to start. For one, it costs the same as a customer, exact same startup cost. You get all of the programs again. You actually get VIP access. You get first dibs on the newest programs coming out. And then you also pay, just like a Costco membership, you pay a $15.95 month fee. And with that, you get 25% off all of your products, and it starts immediately. So you get your pack, and then anything else you want to add on to there, like any equipment, or, say you wanted to try one of the new energy drinks or things like that, you get 25% off right away, which is fantastic. And again, you can skip or cancel shipment anytime. You can delay, you could do all kinds of fun stuff. Then there's choice number 3, which is Legacy Builder. That is your coach membership. It is the same as preferred customer. Costs the same to start, just like I said before. Everything is the same. The one difference is you get to build a business. You get to build, and you can earn money to pay back your products. You can earn money to pay back your business expenses. You can earn money to go and have that frou-frou drink once a week or twice a week or however many times you want to treat yourself. You can have it to do whatever it is that you like. And Beachbody doesn't, guarantee, I can't remember the disclaimer. It doesn't guarantee your income. It's all due to your diligence and skill as a coach. But you know what? The best part is that you get tons of training. You get a team that is there with you to help guide you along the way. You're not left behind. And you get to work on yourself as well. So it's a fantastic deal. Like I said, all 3 cost the same. They all cost the same to start. You just have to decide if you want to commit. That's it.
Thank you, Rebecca. So I know there was a lot of information, a lot of emotion coming out. I think I'm the only one. I mean, we don't know if Jessica cried because she doesn't have her video on, or Laura, but of all that we saw, I'm the only one that didn't at this point. We'll just say that. So that's why I love doing these calls. We all get to know a little bit more about each other, even though we know so much, and share parts of ourselves. And I know Jessica mentioned how, just so beautiful how we can all be so open. And I think that is what is so beautiful about what we do, is being able to be vulnerable. And like Lori said, not be judged. We are all here for the same person, to be the best versions of ourselves. And there's no shame in the old version that we were, because we are continually trying to be better and do things better and healthier. And so I love that about what we get to do and share with each other, our true selves. So I don't know if anybody has any questions. You can type them in the chat. You can unmute yourself. You can also reach out to the coach that invited you directly. But that is pretty much our presentation for the evening. Dang it, it's too long, but we just really passionate about what we do and what we say. But yeah, I mean, if that's a good thing. I mean, yes, if it's a good thing. No, you can get a whole nother team if you don't like us. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yes, absolutely. And there's so many more of us that you get, which is good too, which is good.
And I don't talk as long as Kelly.
So she does tell me to F off sometimes though, and flip me off, but we won't talk about that right now. We won't talk about that. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. And yeah, hop on this crazy train, because we go in places. I love it. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I think I'm going to see Jessica on a team call the next team call that we have. And that's going to be so exciting. So have a wonderful night. Thank you, ladies. Bye.